we'll go to big talks. And I've not used this screen before on stream. So for anyone who jumps in, it might be a bit of a shock. Just big talk time and my face, which I apologise for, but quite big in the screen now I've noticed. Now, my full-on critical review of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Oh, no, that was Jake. Couldn't see it then, it was so small. Thanks, Jake. But, critical review of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. You have done a really good job, BioWare, at remastering this. There is quite a few bugs, but this is the first playthrough. You've had one update so far since I started playing and it came out. And for Mass Effect 1, it was just to fix some terrain texture issues on certain planets. If I would say for the future, you would possibly need to take away or alter the percentage on the knockback, on the knockdown from weapons. It's a bit high. It does make, even on the highest difficulty, some encounters comical, which is not a bad thing for some, but people wanting a challenge, it wouldn't be the best, how could I say, experience for them. Other than that, there was a few bugs where I could not turn my character, but the camera would. So it did look like certain times I was moonwalking or my teammates were, couldn't spin at all. You could still fire, but it did look kind of clunky. It's only a minor fix, I bet, for game developers. I wouldn't know what to say of how to do that. They know the code themselves. The Spectre weapons did appear in that shop just as I became a Spectre, but I did nowhere near have enough money for it. And then when I came back with possibly enough to get one, they were not there until near the end of the game, just before I left the Citadel in this stream. Now, that didn't hamper me at all, but it was a slight annoyance. And I will mention it, because hopefully if they do see this video anywhere on the internet, someone can just take note of it and just have a quick look. A few crashes that happened that kicked me off the game on the PlayStation 4. I did report them using the PlayStation 4 service, but whether that service is even reliable or not, I do not know. I haven't seen the evidence of it yet. And they kicked me straight to the dashboard. Now, the autosaves, I would like the autosaves to be a bit more frequent, only tiny, just for them crashes, not for deaths or anything like that. If I died, it was my own fault. Didn't get in cover quick enough or expose myself too much. Let's see, what other bugs did we have? I feel like some of the quests are bugged. Only a very few, like only a small amount. Sometimes I'd talk to someone and nothing would pop up, or they'd say, oh, come, it'll be free in a few hours and you'll be able to do your job, what you want to do. And nothing will pop up in the assignments or on the map. So that quest just ended with no conclusion. And I love, out of all games, regardless of gameplay, I love story and quests, interesting quests the most. That is my main focus when I play a game. It's got a good story, but the mechanics are iffy and not really enjoyable, but the story is really good, I'll stick it out. If the story is not good, but the mechanics are the best in the game, I will be tempted to end just because that story is not what I'm enjoying. So I will say, with the story-wise, you did do a good job. It's the same as obviously the original, but I do enjoy the story of Mass Effect 1. You know who the villain is, and you learn there's a bigger threat halfway through. I'd say about halfway through, maybe 75% through, you learn the true face of the villain. The companions are all good. Obviously, I do know someone who'd say that Ashley isn't a good companion, but she is in her own right. She just does a certain thing that makes a lot of people hate her. They all have interesting little side bits. Interesting lore. Tali and her quest, her pilgrimage, that's really good to learn about, and you learn about that further. Garrus and his wanting to do the right thing, but also seeing that there's too much red tape on certain things. He's got his own little personality. Kaidan, I will admit, in Mass Effect 1, unfortunately on our playthrough, he is dead. But Mass Effect 1, Kaidan's a bit bland. He's possibly the blandest character, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. So you could love Kaidan, all power to you. But let's see, Liara, she's interesting. She has the dilemma with her mum. And it does actually show when you take her to face her mum on Novaria. And the interesting encounters she has within your mind with the flashbacks. How she doesn't understand how even a human like you could possibly understand or withstand that amount of pressure and knowledge just being drilled into your own brain. Let's see, who else? Have I forgot any characters? I've talked about Tali, I've talked about Liara, Garrus Rex, Caden and Ashley. Nope, I think that's it. For the main cast, anyway. Joker is how he's always been, and I love Joker. He does interrupt at the worst moments, he makes the jokes at the wrong moments, but he is the comic relief and he is very well written. The council are there to aggravate you, so when you get to that moment where you choose to save them or not, you are tempted to just let them go because they're not doing any help, they're just preventing you from stuff. But obviously you don't see the help they do for everything else, they just don't help you on your quest. Captain Anderson is awesomely written. Saren is a really great villain. Was very surprised to learn that Don Corneo voiced him, because I can't picture that voice being on Don Corneo, or Don Corneo's voice being on this character. The range on some voice actors are amazing. And then Sovereign being just the vanguard and letting you know, he is here, he is the villain, but he's just a starting point. There's bigger villains coming, and you can do nothing to stop them, and you can struggle even to stop him with all of you together. So it does show the gravity and the magnitude of this threat that is on the way. Let's see, there were a lot of texture pop-ins, but that could be because I am on just a standard PS4. I'm not on PS4 Pro, PS5. It could be fixed in that, and it is an older console, even though it is an older game, and I will say it should not be present. With an older game, you should not have really much excuse for the texture pop-ins to be so frequent. But I will give them a pass on that. Texture pop-ins don't bother me, but I will not make note of them for a review, because why would I ignore them? Other than that, if I had to give this rating, let's say, out of 10, give this game a rating. For now, the original, for me, when it first came out, was possibly 8, 8.5. I really enjoyed the world, and I wanted more. I wanted number 2, I wanted number 3. I wanted to see how far they'd go. Right now, just judging it on a remaster alone, not judging it against today's standard of games, because it is a remaster, it's not a remake. I would say 7, 7.5, it does drop a point, but on a remaster it does really good. Obviously it's an old game, so I have to deduct bits from it. It does show its flaws and cracks, but it still made me have fun, and that's the biggest point. Made me have fun, made me have really good memories, remembering, oh yeah, this happened, oh, I remember this character. I remember not liking him, and this time I might even like him. So yeah, 7.5 I would give this game out of 10 on this remaster alone. So well done, BioWare. I still have to do number 2 and 3, and you, from what the update said, you've done more improvements on them too, which I can understand, the bigger games, so they might have more problems. Hopefully when I get to them, you've done more updates. But for now, 7.5 for Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. And that will be my review. My first ever review on the first ever game that I have streamed, and the first ever playlist I will put up on YouTube. So, I will end this video here. Let's see, what time is it? It is 3:45, so it isn't a long stream. Like I said, I will come off. I'll be back on later. I'm going to test things, make sure it's all good. I don't want to just start something up just yet. I will just have a nice quick stream. So if you're here, hope you enjoyed yourself. I know it's very quick, so I apologise. But keep fighting, my fellow warriors, and you will see me next time. Bye-bye.